Children, some more paragraphs from the lesson Ranga's marriage. Is there any other reason? Ranga has already discussed the reason because of which he does not want to marry. But the narrator insists on knowing the other reason because of which he does not want to marry. What we have now are arranged marriages. A man should marry a girl he admires. According to Ranga, a man should marry that girl whom he admires, whom he loves. What we have now are arranged marriages. When this story was written, that time the system of arranged marriages prevailed. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other? Ranga says that no one can like a girl who has milk stains, marks of milk on one side of her face and the other side of face is wet. Her other side of face is wet. She is so young. Or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers. Or the girl is so young that she does not know how to bite her fingers. Bite to cut into something with your teeth. In fact, Ranga was opposed. Ranga did not want to marry a young and immature girl. He wanted to marry a matured girl. One a neem fruit, the other a bitter gourd. A bitter gourd is a kind of vegetable. Karela in Hindi, you know it. The narrator said that the first reason was a neem fruit and the other was a bitter gourd. Here, the figure of speech metaphor has been used. Bitter like a neem fruit, bitter like a bitter gourd. Exactly, Ranga said last. Ranga, who was able to see through the comment made by the narrator, Ranga laughed at his comment. Ranga understood the meaning of the comment. I was distressed that the boy who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bad. The narrator was upset. He had thought that Ranga would make a good husband. But Ranga did not want to marry at all. He wanted to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little long, Ranga left. After spending some more time in conversation with the narrator, Ranga left his house. Their conversation was finished. I made up my mind right then that I would get him married. That was the time the narrator decided that he would get Ranga married, he wanted it or not. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. Here, narrator is talking about one of his villagers named Rama Rao. He had a niece, opposite of niece's nephew, a pretty girl of 11. That girl was a girl of 11. She was a beautiful girl. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She had come from a big town. Earlier she lived in a big town. So she knew the art of playing two musical instruments. The veena, the former was veena and the latter was the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. She also sang beautifully, nicely, mellifluously, sonorously. And her uncle had brought her home. Her parents were no more in this world. She had lost her mother and father both. That is why her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her and she the most suitable bride for him. Now the narrator wanted Ratna to marry Ranga. He thought that Ranga was the most suitable boy for her, and she was the most suitable bride for Ranga. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. Every now and then, the narrator had a habit of visiting Rama Rao's place, so the girl did not hesitate. The girl did not hesitate to come before him. She was quite free with him. She did not hesitate at all. She liked to talk to him. I completely forgot to mention her name. Here the narrator has forgotten to tell you the name of that girl. What was the name of that girl? Ratna. What was her name? Ratna. The very next morning I went to their house and told Rama Rao's wife. He had already made a plan and he was working according to that plan. His plan was to marry Ranga. He wanted Ranga to marry. He did not want to marry Ranga. He wanted Ranga to marry a suitable girl like Ratna. So he visited Rama Rao's place next day once again and told Rama Rao's wife. He told something. He was talking to Rama Rao's wife. He told her to do something. What? I will send some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. He told Rama Rao's wife to send Ratna to his house to bring buttermilk. Fetch means bring. Buttermilk, छाछ, मट्ठा और लस्सी. The liquid that remains when butter is made from cream. The liquid that remains when butter is made from cream. This was also a part of his plan. Let us see what happens. He wanted Ratna to visit his house to fetch buttermilk. Ratna came. Ratna visited his house. It was a Friday. The day was Friday. So she was wearing a grand sari. So the sari which Ratna was wearing was very nice looking, very attractive. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. The narrator told Ratna to sit in his room and sing a song. He requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga. In the meantime, he sent someone to call Ranga. What was his plan? He wanted Ranga to see Ratna. While she was singing the song Krishna Murti in front of my eyes. Krishna Murti in front of my eyes was a line of his song which Ratna was singing. While she was singing that song, Ranga reached the door. Where did Ranga reach? The door of the narrator's house. He stopped at the threshold. Threshold, the floor or ground at the bottom of the doorway. The floor or ground at the bottom of the doorway. Threshold. Ranga stopped there. He did not want the singing to stop but was curious to see the song. He wanted to enjoy the song. He did not want that song to stop, but he was curious, eager to see the face of the singer who was singing that song. Carefully he peeped in. Cautiously he looked inside the room. The light coming into the room was blocked. When he stood near the threshold, The light which was earlier coming into the room from outside, that light got blocked, and that attracted Ratna's attention towards the door. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there abruptly stopped. Ratna lifted up her eyes. She found a stranger standing at the door. She suddenly stopped her song. Abruptly means suddenly. Thank you, children.